The Republican candidate for governor of Arizona told a big rally on Sunday she was not going to speak even metaphorically about the size of Florida Gov. "My staff always says whatever you do not say balls, so I'm not gonna say it," Kari said when introducing DeSantis at the Unite and Win rally at the Arizona Financial Theater in Phoenix. She tried saying instead, "That guy has a backbone made of steel." But this was apparently not ballsy enough. "He'll tell you what he's got," Lake then said. "I don't know if you heard of this, but he's got BDE. Anybody know what that means? Ask your kids about it later." The roar from the crowd indicated that many of those in attendance knew without having to ask their children that BDE stands for Big Dick Energy. Lake spoke, one would hope, metaphorically about the size of DeSantis' penis. "I call it Big DeSantis Energy, right?" She continued, though she had on many occasions said that talk of gender wrongly sexualizes children. She quickly added, "He's got the same kind of BDE that President Trump has. And frankly, he has the same kind of BDE that we want all of our elected leaders to have." The question of what constitutes BDE accompanied DeSantis as he stepped onto the stage. He demonstrated that at least part of it entails a willingness to be brazenly hypocritical. When Florida law enforcement officers executed a search warrant at the home of a former State Department of Health data scientist suspected of hacking an official email system back in 2021, DeSantis excoriated a reporter who dared to call it a raid. Never mind that at least one officer pointed a gun at a terrified 10-year-old boy whose mother says he is autistic. DeSantis insisted that the officers were appropriately performing a legal duty, and to suggest otherwise was to pursue a false narrative seeking to dishonor them and the Constitution. But that was not how DeSantis on Sunday night described the recent execution of a search warrant at Trump's residence, which was accomplished without terrorizing anybody. "Look at the raid at Mar-a-Lago," DeSantis said. He then became the latest Republican leader to disparage the FBI, saying, "They're enforcing the law based on who they like and who they don't like. That is not a republic," DeSantis declared. "Well, it may be it's a banana republic when that happens." DeSantis cited a litany of the FBI's supposed sins. "When you have a law that protects Supreme Court justices, is the FBI out there protecting our conservative justices? No," he said at one point. "Marshals, not the FBI, are tasked with protecting Supreme Court justices, and that the marshals are now providing around-the-clock protection for all 9 of them." The rest DeSantis had to say was what might be expected from a guy who condemns the supposedly distorted narratives of the mainstream media while peddling self-glorifying narratives of his own. Rather than lament the 78,236 Floridians who died of COVID on his watch, he bragged about keeping the beaches open. He did not fail to stoke the culture wars by speaking of the woke mind virus. What Lake termed DeSantis' BDE was a big hit with the crowd. But actual manhood, along with womanhood, maybe just call it humanhood, does not come from perpetuating big lies about the FBI, not to mention a supposedly stolen election. It certainly is not measured by the dimensions of your genitals, symbolically or not. By the true measure of a person, DeSantis and Lake are just dicks.